Government IT workers by day, persuasion enthusiasts, and verbal cage fighters the rest of the time.
If you'd like to take your persuasion game to godlike levels, grab yourself your favorite stimulant and prepare yourself for the persuasion hit of the day. It's the Persuasion Club podcast, and it starts
now.
All right, and welcome to the show, everybody. Episode 25, we finally made it. We have to do this show a little bit weird tonight because whenever I play any clips tonight, I'm going to have to mute us because otherwise, if we talk, we'll echo. So, nothing like
quarter of a century,
like though. Quarter, yeah, right? Quarter of a century on the episodes? Yeah. Dang, I can't believe
so crazy. Oh, I'm losing you.
That's pretty good stuff. So, Steve, tell us. You're losing me. Don't lose me, man.
I lost you for a second. You're back.
I'm back. Okay. I asked you how's that baby doing?
The baby is doing good, man. It's crazy. It's only been 9 days, so the baby is 9 days old. She's doing great. We're getting a routine down. I'm getting some sleep. I'm here. I feel pretty refreshed. I am kind of drinking a mixture of caffeine and vitamin water. So things are going good.
We got to do the sip here, but hang on because we got a little cool stuff coming up that we can do with our sipping. So don't sip yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so baby's doing great. That's good to hear. I'm going to put this back the way it was because it just looks better. It just kind of
How was your 4th of July?
Oh man, it was very busy. I spent Friday like pressure washing and making the place look great. And then I put together a couple of neat little things for people that were passing through the neighborhood that missed people while they're walking by down the sidewalk. So that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Those got used quite a bit. And we went to a parade in another town. Came back to our town and did the fireworks. So it was
nice.
Just overall a really great day. And I'm really, really tired. But and then I have to go back to work tomorrow, Mr. Steve, who does not.
My heart goes out to you, Kevin.
Does it?
I feel so bad.
Does it really?
Yeah. part of it, partial part. I have to reserve some now. But
yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and switch us to a mode here like this one. I got to add us back to stage, I guess. It makes me do that every single time. I have no idea why. And then I'm going to mute us again in a minute because I wanted to play a few things that we call our business. It's just like the little things that we got to take care of. And actually, I think I won't mute us. We'll just not talk over these clips. If we don't talk over them and if we just reserve our talking for when they're not playing, we should be okay. So let's try this. Follow us. No, not going to play that. Yes. It did not play the way it was supposed to play. And mute us again. Let me get rid of this thing here. This is the chat. Hey, people, you can chat with us online now. And then we can put this here. And then I'll just play it again.
Good to see you, Dara. Oh.
Is Dara hanging out with this guy? I broke the rule. I talked while it was playing. I can't not talk over the clip. I can't do it.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. But anyway, like, subscribe, follow. We really need that. The more people do it, the more people will see us. We would love it. So, and Dara's laughing. I can tell he just like thinks it's hilarious. We mute ourselves so that we don't get an echo. But all right, there's so many other things that I wanted to mention. We don't have a Persuader of the week, so I'm going to tell people at least how to submit.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Slash per. How can you even really have a show where you don't talk over the clips? I don't even know how that works. You got to be able to talk over your clips.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of missed the honey badger from last week. I always enjoyed that. We didn't have any submissions, so last week the Pursuader of the week was the honey badger. So
I went and watched the YouTube video after last week because I was like, I want to watch that YouTube video again of the honey badger and them narrating over it. It's pretty funny. It's a great video.
The original honey badger video. This is the honey badger. Doesn't give a shit.
Don't give a shit.
Oh, sweet. Well, you were talking a bit about shows. This was kind of a cool one.
Did you go flask? A vessel of any kind, fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure. It's the dopamine hit of the day. It's the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip.
Okay, so that didn't really happen.
Nice.
But, if it did, it would have been
like a drone
show ever. Yeah.
Coolest drone show.
Yeah. On that lovely note, I wanted to remind people too, and this doesn't require any audio changes, that we do have in that chat, and I think it's been discovered, there is the Scott emote. So if you're wanting to communicate via Scots, give us a thumbs up that way. We would love it. Check it out. All right. Now we're going to get into some show-related stuff. Stephen, I had a little game to play. We're not going to be doing our normal trivia game tonight. So I'm sorry if you came here for the Persuasion game. We just don't have that going for us this evening. However, you might be interested in this game, Stephen. It's a game of Let's Make a Deal. So if you would be interested in seeing, I'll show you what's behind, and you're going to play for the prize, Stephen. Just, you know how what Let's Make a Deal works? You play, and you see what's behind door number one, right? Yeah. And then if you like door what's that, or you could play, if you don't really like what's behind door number one, then you could go for the next door. So, all right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Nice.
Door number one.
Honey badger.
Honey badger.
Oh. Whoa.
So what do you think, Stephen? What do you think? Doesn't give a shit, but could be a pretty good guard for the house. Would that
I really like. I definitely would go with the honey badger. Yes, I would. Let's make a deal.
You want to make the deal? Okay. Well, you weren't supposed to do that, and we didn't have time before the show for me to tell you. By the way, go all the way.
Don't. You know what? I'd like to skip the honey badger. Let's see what's next, Kevin.
What? You don't want a honey badger? Your very own honey badger? Okay.
Against all my internal beliefs.
Okay. Well, let's go door number two. It's a lifetime supply of Huggies!
What? That's the size I need. I'll take that. I'll take door number two, Kevin.
How can you pass up on a lifetime supply of Huggies, man?
Dara's right. A honey badger would definitely ruin the house. So
Right.
let's go with all the Huggies. That sounds great.
You want to go for all the Huggies, huh? And one has to wonder, for a lifetime supply. I mean, how far does that go? Does that include all the kids and all the adult diapers when you're older?
Yeah. How large do the sizes go? Because is there an adult XL?
Yeah, by the way, as a new father, you probably figured out you do have to change those diapers often, because when it says 6 to 12 pounds on the side of the box there, that's all those things will hold. So.
That's how much they hold? Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that.
All right. Great. Jeff Foxworthy joke. I couldn't help it. That's a dad joke.
That's good.
I got it.
That's a good one.
Foxworthy. All right, so you're thinking you want door number 2, huh?
Well, now, I jumped the gun on honey badgers. I'll definitely take door number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Little secret: you're supposed to say no and go for the third one. Did you hear that?
Wait. Oh, there's a third one. There's how many doors are there? Wait, I should ask. How many doors total are there?
Oh, okay. Well, I just figured you knew how the let's make a deal thing work. There's 3 doors, dude. So
okay, let's see what's behind door 3.
The Huggies are good, but if you want to, it's kind of like the millionaire. You kind of have to decide. Do you want to go for the Huggies and keep those, or do you think maybe door 3 is a better deal?
Maybe there's something better. I mean, it's possible. I'm willing to take a risk.
Okay. Well, here we go. Door number 3. It's the new song from Persuasion Club.
Oh my gosh. What? I'm so glad I didn't take the Huggies.
This isn't the song, my song. But that's what when you win the new song. And what is that new song?
What is that one called?
Hang on a second here. I'm still having to unmute things. Not playing.
SJV had some advice on
about the music.
Something to work with Rumble.
Well, here's something that's fun anyway. Remember that clip later down the road, okay, when I finally get the audio working for some of this other stuff here. Doohickey, as said by
Doohickey.
Let me go ahead and play the new song for everybody here, and we'll keep quiet as we play. This is a principle that we spoke about in a previous episode, and it really belongs in the Win Bigly part 3 stuff, but it'll go good for tonight too. So hang on.
People think wealth is about buying bigger houses, faster cars, or boats that require their own zip code. That's a rookie mistake. The real prize is buying the ability to say no thanks without your pulse changing. That's what people mean by fuck you, money. Ah, fuck you. Bite my ass. Suck my dick. Eat shit and die. That's what fuck you money is for. It isn't a number on a bank statement. It's the distance between you and desperation. Every dollar you don't have to spend is another vote for your independence. Funny thing is, once Once people realize they can't pressure you, they often become a lot easier to deal with. Ah, fuck you. Bite my ass. Suck my dick. Eat shit and die. That's what fuck you money is for. Most bad decisions aren't made because people are stupid. They're made because the rent is due on Friday. The boss knows it, the customer knows it, the universe knows it. Financial freedom changes the negotiation because you're no longer bargaining with your survival. You can walk away from lousy deals, speak more honestly, and choose opportunities because they're interesting instead of because they're urgent, ironically. That's often when the best opportunities start showing up. The goal was never to become rich. The goal was to become difficult to control. Ah, fuck you. Bite my ass. Suck my dick. Eat shit and die. That's what fuck you money is for.
See, wasn't that worth skipping the Huggies, dude?
Wow. Wow. Did we mark this 18 plus? Did we?
Not yet. We'll have to go back after the show. But yeah, if nothing is better advertisement than that for getting out of debt, if you're in debt, go find yourself some Dave Ramsey, some Financial Peace University, and learn to get out of debt and then save enough money that you can have enough money to say, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Awesome. That's awesome, man.
There's something to be said
crazy.
for that. Yeah. There is something said for being able to not have to take whatever deal comes along because you're desperate. You know, if you're able to actually take deals that you want because you're in a financial position to do so, then it gives you more power. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're still laughing at that.
I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I had not heard that. I think you sent me the files.
I did send you the song, and yeah, you just didn't have a chance.
I did not listen. That was surprise. That was a pure surprise.
I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll post it to YouTube by itself later on for folks to go and enjoy.
Nice.
And we'll add that to our Persuasion station, our radio station.
It was catchy.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, that's the goal. That's the goal. Speaking of which, that's kind of funny because that is one of the things that Scott Adams talks about, is that if you can associate something with either something that's funny or that someone likes or something, then that makes the persuasion even stronger. So that's, I think, one of the tips that I was picked up as I started reading part 4. Well, what kinds of things jumped out at you in part 4 of Win Bigly?
Oh man, you just want me to summarize it, or do you want to go by one by one?
Whatever you want. I've got tons of notes, and I bet you have some stuff too. So,
yeah, it started out with the linguistic kill shot. I feel like talking about the nicknames that Trump came up with for a lot of other people that he was either running against or that were not kind to him or in his favor, and they focused on like low energy Jeb, Mr. Bush, and just talked about the stickiness and unexpected language of Trump and how he used those kill shots, so to speak, to attach imagery to people, or he gave them words. He brings up a lot in the book, like Pocahontas, and it talks a lot about a bunch of nicknames that Trump gave to certain people, and it they were powerful, sticky. They were very specific to the people he was talking about, and it kind of helped you every time something happened in the future. You would think about that nickname that Trump gave those people. What did you think about that?
Well, that's I like the that you picked up on the word stickiness because I like that word. It's when you talk about the words that you put out there. Um, Thinking of them in terms of stickiness and what happens with them is kind of a neat thing of its own. And so I think that one of the things that was mentioned is that when people think of those names, like you mentioned, so you've got your low energy Jeb, which I thought was interesting, and he talks about how the that you never really even before would have maybe even seen Jeb Bush in low energy, but once you hear it, then you see it, and it's almost in a way of its own kind of a self-fulfilling kind of thing. And then the next time you see it, so that's kind of that stickiness piece of it, I think that you're talking about. Um, the other names, the lying Ted. Um,
Yeah.
I never really paid much attention to Ted Cruz, but I know that some people really like Ted. But when you see someone like him, and it's funny that Scott actually even says, though, and it's true, I hate to say it, Ted, but this is kind of a problem of yours, is that you look like a liar. So it doesn't help when you already don't have a good look, if you already look at that way. But then when you use something like that on somebody and says, oh, it's lying Ted. And then even though he may come out and speak with accurate facts, it doesn't matter anymore, because after that, people are just going to start looking at you through that lens. It's yeah.
Yeah.
I was very entertained by this part of the chapter, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely started the chapter out with a big uh, uh I guess amount of good examples for how this kind of stuff works for like the linguistic kill shot, or how using persuasion in politics specifically was working for Trump, and how he was doing better than anyone else. No one else would use the language he used. No one was making fun of other people the way that he was making fun of them. They would come up with terms like, or Hillary, he says a lot. He uses Hillary Clinton as an example,
Mhm.
and like her camp would use like Donald Duck, or they used his Drumpf, like his like
Mhm.
original European last name was Drumpf, but because Hillary had a lot of immigration policy, she didn't want to make fun of his historically accurate European name. So like
Yeah.
all these things that the things they came up with kind of fell dead really quickly because they didn't stick, and they didn't also want to repeat them because it went against their policy. And for Trump, his policy was like shock and awe, so or part of it, so he would just go off and call people things that eventually either you would think about again, or they would reveal themselves, like Lyin Ted Cruz. A lot of politicians do lie. So when eventually they do lie, everyone's going to think, "Oh, Lyin Ted," and they're going to associate that for a very long time with that person. And
Mhm.
wasn't Ted Cruz the one that was he a Texas governor? And when
Mhm.
Texas went through like all the snow and power outages, he was like flying to Mexico on vacation while his whole entire state was suffering. Or is
Uh,
he not Texas?
I know he's from Texas. I can't remember if he was ever governor, if he was actually just in the legislature, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he's had a lot of kind of, I guess,
Some
negatives on his
political
record,
hiccups.
so making fun of him is probably pretty easy to do.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned too, and I think that I caught you saying it the way that Trump's saying it. What it isn't just lying, Ted. It's lion.
Yeah.
Lyin, lion. The same way that he referred to Marco Rubio as little, or not little,
Yeah.
but Lil,
Little
Lil,
Rubio.
Lil Marco Rubio.
Or Little Marco or Little
Yeah.
Rubio. Yeah.
And there was a couple of reasons for that, and one of them was actually because they were words and names that weren't typical coming out of politicians. So that made it sound different enough to people already just by that alone. And then let's see.
Yeah. Well, and Rubio was smaller physically than Trump, so anytime you would see those two in the same picture together, it's like, oh, that's little Rubio, and like technically
Yeah,
the
Lil
term
Rubio, yeah.
little is coming across as a negative thing. So, yeah, there's all sorts of angles that they took to make these things sticky and very powerful.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
true. And I think that the mistake is to think that the words that are chosen are random. They aren't. I think that they're very, very well picked out. And I don't know
yeah,
if he picks them out quickly or on the, like if he's able to do that on the spot, or if that's something that the campaign staff is all working on behind the scenes, or how that works. But whoever is coming up with that stuff, whether it's Trump himself or his campaign, I think it's Trump, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He
It's
says it so
pretty,
naturally. It just kind of
yeah.
flows from him. So you would think it came from him, but maybe they have a humor writer on his staff that's giving him nicknames for people that stick well.
Could
But
be. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, that's why he's considered the master at that persuasion stuff, I guess. I don't,
Yeah,
but yeah, the little thing that we were talking about in and of itself, just by itself, was pointed out in the book as being a negative word.
yeah,
So when people are considering and thinking about their candidates and stuff, they don't want to hear or associate the word little with anybody. So
yeah. Yeah, because he said part of our caveman brain, back in the day, the larger the person, you would think more of a leader. They're going to be a better hunter or this or that. So, uh, calling someone little is kind of speaking to caveman brain when it makes people think less of them. So, uh, because
it's
you want to hear big man. I'm a big man, but
yeah,
really,
exactly,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And once you've been painted as little, it's like a
Yeah,
hole
it's
to
kinda hard to
climb out
overcome,
of
especially
it.
if it's somewhat true, so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I had some specific notes about Elizabeth Warren's name. I don't know if you
Yeah,
would mind me talking a little bit about those.
please,
It
please
was it's
do.
and really just as it was pointed out by the book. But it was just so interesting. So
Yeah,
as many would know, there was like an issue back at one point in time where Elizabeth Warren was claiming to have Native American heritage. And we didn't do any kind of sip, but here's a sip to Scott
well, I've
and
been yeah, yeah,
to
sorry, I've
America,
just been
right?
sipping periodically here.
Mm. I actually need a sip because but anyway, and so Elizabeth Warren had said that she had this Native American heritage, but then it turned out not to be the case when they actually went back. And I guess that it was just always said within her family that that was the case, and it turned out not to be true. And that actually is true in my family. I remember that my mom was always insisting that there was like some royalty in our family, and it's like, well, but
Oh,
and
yeah,
yeah, and some other thing I can't remember what maybe it was Native American, but there's none of that. It's absolutely none of that. And so anyway, it was just kind of one of those kind of bad mistakes for Elizabeth Warren to have said that and then to have that not really be true. And so it was easy for Trump to create a visual name, and he came up with Pocahontas. So, so
Yeah.
that's number one, is that it's visual. It's like, okay, every time you hear that name, you can kind of think of Elizabeth Warren, and kind of think of whatever that you might think of when you hear Pocahontas. Okay, so it's visual. Second is that it's funny, it's silly. It just kind of has that nature to it. It's just a goofy name. And so when you think of goofy, who wants a goofy politician? That works for some things, but no, not, you don't want your politicians being too goofy. It's a name that you have to stop and think about, because if you don't know it, you might have to look it up, or you might wonder why does he call her that? So, and then you got to go on the internet, look online and see, and then okay. And so it's something that gives you pause and makes you think and stuff. It's also a fresh insult. Nobody had ever done it before. So and then easy to meme. When when it was time for the memes to come out, they went nuts with it. So, and they're still doing it. And then that kind of leans into some of those alleged truth telling problems. Is she, because it was the one thing that's like, well, it turned out that she didn't have Native American heritage. And so, is she trustworthy? So a lot went into the name. So if you think that he just came up with that for nothing, no, a lot of thought goes into that kind of a name. So I thought it was interesting.
Oh, for sure. One of the better nicknames he came up with in order to prove his point and get people to basically side against that person.
Mhm.
Because it's like saying you're in the military, or you served in the military but you never did. It's like stolen valor. It's like nobody should be claiming that they have their history is not what it is. And if you don't know, before you say it out loud, especially in public and serving the public, you should definitely make sure that you've done your due diligence to be able to prove whatever it is that you're, coming up with statements, because that kind of stuff will definitely be used against you. And in this case, the future president of the United States used it against you, and that's kind of a big problem for you to create for yourself. So she kind of teed it up for him, and he just had the humor to be able to pull it off and coin that phrase,
See you,
and
Dara.
also had the guts to do it.
Dara's leaving. It's probably late for
Hey,
everybody that's watching, but
see
yeah.
you,
So
Dara.
good points there. Sorry to interrupt you, Stephen. So yes, yeah.
No problem.
What did you think of Crooked Hillary?
I mean, the Clintons, almost no matter what you think of them, have a terrible past, and it just kind of worked. I mean, I think they related a lot of it to her like falling or not being able to. She had some physical stumbling or something that happened, so
Yeah.
it kind of related a little to that. But just in general, you think of the Clintons and you pretty much are like, oh, crooked kind of just works, right? Like
Yeah. Well,
no matter what side of the aisle you claim to be on, nobody wanted
it's
another Clinton.
strangely though, there were a lot of people unaware, I guess, because many would have happily taken her, but maybe those would be the never Trump folks. I don't know, but that would have been difficult, and I would base that just on what I know about her husband, not even her.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and she, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
yeah, no
There's a lot
politics, right?
to that.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show House of Cards on Netflix?
I only caught the first episode. I never. Yeah, it was hard to watch the show in a family friendly house. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Don't play that new song in your house either. But basically, my understanding was that the main actor basically tried to imitate President Bill Clinton in the way that
in
he
making the
acted and
show.
conducted himself. So, um, and if you watch the show, it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. So,
Well, the thing about it, not to get too much into politics, is that you want to talk about good persuasion. Bill Clinton was pretty good at persuasion. So we talk about Trump because of a lot of the obvious things. Plus, there's a book that helps make it easy to see them. But there'd be a lot of interesting study, I think, if we were to just even talk about Clinton. SJV
yeah.
says House of Cards was excellent. Kevin Spacey's Fall.
Yeah,
Bill
he had a hard Kevin Spacey
show.
got kind of
Yeah, it
or we
did. I think the show probably could have kept him. Little glitch.
little glitch. But yeah, he
Yeah.
kind of got canceled.
Yeah, he did.
Was what
He's kind of starting to make a little bit of a comeback, I guess. But
yeah, I think all those guys that got canceled have somewhat made a comeback.
So
Yeah, there's a lot.
some other notes that I'll go ahead and add to the Crooked Hillary bit is that it was a fresh word. Nobody had ever really applied that word in politics before in that way. So that was a fresh word in it. It worked at a time when there was some scrutiny and some uncertainty around those hacked emails in her server. So that was kind of a thing too. But overall, these aren't normal nicknames. They are they're engineered. And yeah, I think there's all my
and they're
notes.
bold.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
you
they
think
are.
how come previous presidents? I think all the previous presidents, they try so hard to be very professional and very cordial to everyone because they're going to eventually have to maybe work across the aisle to get bipartisan agreements. So they try not to make fun of people, but the way that everything is kind of lined up for Trump, everything was on his side. So he didn't really have to be careful. He just kind of he was throwing punches left and right that he ended up, they ended up those punches landed pretty well, and everything has kind of worked in his favor. I feel like if he didn't win, we'd probably be talking about it differently because then it would be like, oh, he called too many people names and people didn't like it. But this time, but what really happened was he was very bold and edgy, and people like that. People get sick of boring presidents. Like, who wants a boring president that does nothing?
Yeah,
People want someone who's bold, and I think at some point in this chapter they use the word dangerous.
dangerous
So
Donald. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah,
realized that Trump supporters actually wanted a dangerous candidate,
yeah,
so it didn't
yeah.
work.
They
Yeah,
want someone who's going to be strong and have a strong voice and not back down and be, for all intents and purposes, a pussy. So nobody wants that. Like,
Right.
people want someone who's going to be strong and bold, and I think that's kind of the play that they made, and it worked out well.
Yeah. SJV is actually making my next point for me. It's exactly right. He says Trump has a strange way of turning everything into his favor. And that's the thing, is that the dangerous Donald thing actually was a thing that could be flipped to a positive. So that's the other thing that you have to think about when in your persuasion, whether, we're speaking of the linguistic kill shot, but then we're also speaking specifically just about the names that he came up with. A linguistic kill shot obviously doesn't have to just be a name. It just has to be something that you use that has like the power to do what these things do, right? So with a linguistic kill shot, if it's a phrase or if something that you're aiming at and shooting at somebody, you have to make sure that it's something that nobody can just turn around and go, that can use that for good,
Yeah. Yeah, or Yeah, don't want to use a word that ends up backfiring. It needs to be able to stick to the person you're using it on, and uh, I think he ended up doing a bunch of that. I don't know how many of his things backfired. They all kind of stuck. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you're talking about a base that enjoys beer and guns. So, what's more dangerous than mixing beer and firearms? So, thinking that like that base is going to be upset about the word dangerous is kind of, it's not going to turn anybody against him. That's already
True,
kind of for him. It's like, no,
true.
yeah, that's what we want. So,
Right. And now that kind of a word or phrase, dangerous Donald, that might have played well to the people who are already not going to vote for Trump. But I
yeah,
don't know that it would have done much to sway anybody who might have been on the fence or something like that. So, um,
exactly. Yeah.
mhm, yeah. So, yeah, interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
As we have talked about this, this part four has, I think, like 5 or 6 different sections to it. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know how far you got with it, but that's about as far as I got. Was just getting through some of this and then starting to get into a little bit more of the visual persuasion
Yeah.
stuff. But how far did you get with that?
I got till the section about Godzilla gets in the game, and I got to that part and kind of started to uh I my notes kind of have tapered off at that. So I gotta kind of restart at that spot,
Okay.
which I
Well,
think is kind of halfway through the chapter.
oh, okay. So you probably made it a little bit further than I did then. This is about as far as that I've gotten with this so far. I
Okay.
did happen to snag persuasion tip number 18.
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that. I think we
Yeah.
could, if you're cool
Um,
with spending a minute on that.
yeah. So you had all of the persuasion tips last time. So I'll bring this one to the table. Visual persuasion is more powerful than non-visual persuasion. Pretty easy, but
Very straightforward, but that's just a tip. That's
yeah,
just the tip.
right, right. Well, I think it seems like that's an obvious one. We've talked about it before. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and then we've talked about videos being worth a million. Um, you know, so that kind of persuasion, definitely for sure. What happens if you don't have a way to show a video or do something like that? Then what do you do?
Yeah, that's tough. I feel like if you don't have a video or an image to show, seems like the best thing that you can do is work off of imagery. Like the Little Rubio thing was kind of a mixture of imagery and other things, the linguistic kill shot. But when you see that person, you kind of imagine them being little, and then you see it, and you're like, oh yeah, like they're little. Or uh, he talked about the wall a lot. That came up a lot. It was like his Trump's constant mentioning of this big, beautiful wall, and it kind of allowed people to make up their own imagery. And I don't know if this is lining up with what actually he's trying to say here, but uh, it just seems like letting people fill in the gaps and not always giving all the details, but let people's imagination kind of come up with their own
Hmm,
visual if you
okay.
want.
That's actually even a little bit different that I had in mind, but it's great. SJV actually jumped in and said, "Yeah, you just kind of imagine that wall, and it's a blank wall, and your words are the paint, and you slap that paint on." But
Yeah.
that I mean, and I think that this is exactly kind of where I was thinking is that part of building a talent stack that includes good persuasion would be to become a good storyteller. So That's something I've wanted
Yeah.
to do, is get better at storytelling and being more descriptive, using more words that are um, not just powerful words or big words, but words that are just juicy. You know what I mean? Juicy
Yeah.
words. Because when you can paint that picture, but the words um, can make a more powerful painting, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then
It's hard. Oh, you just got to get people's imagination working and let
yeah,
them kind of do some of the work too.
right. But then you came along and you said something that's also interesting, which is that sometimes you want to leave some things to the imagination. So let people fill in some of the gaps too, you know. So uh, you don't want to paint every part of the picture, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
that's all I really have for now. I think visual persuasion actually is the next part of the book that we would be discussing. So we could call it good for tonight on this part of it. That's almost like most of the show anyway,
Okay.
minus our technical difficulties. And then we could come back next week, get into visual persuasion. We'll fire up the game, load some questions into that. So we'll and we'll take it from there.
That
So
sounds good to me. Yeah.
yeah,
This is a deep, thick chapter, just kind of like last part 3. Part 4 is, there's a lot to it. It's very meaty. So,
yeah, totally. So this might feel like an after show kind of thing, but it's actually not. I had scheduled into the episode just for a few minutes, just to do something a little bit different, which would be an ask the host kind of thing. I know we got a
okay.
few people in the chat. I don't know if there's anything in the comments, but we wanted to basically put it out there that if anybody wants to ask any question of Stephen or myself, whether it's about persuasion or about us, our lives, why are we doing the show, anything, you can ask away, and we'll just we'll answer your questions. So the
SJV just mentioned he's got to take off here in a second. So thank you for being here.
So no questions from SJV. Well, at least you got to go back and watch the very end of the show, SJV, because there's another song we're going to play there that you haven't heard before. So, yeah. But anyway, we're so glad that you hang out with us for as long as you do. I know you got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah. Thank you for
East
hanging
Coast, I
out.
think. So take it easy, man.
Yeah.
Um, we might not get any questions. That's all right, but we can just ramble for a few minutes here, make it fun. So,
Yeah.
um,
Hey, uh, I'll wait for questions, but
yeah,
I could come up with some too if
yeah,
you need
come
it,
up
if you'd like a
with it.
question.
Yeah. Hey, you ask me questions, I'll ask you questions, or we can ask each other. I don't know. What do you want to do?
No, I don't want to steal questions from the crowd, but
All our fan.
yeah, our whole fan. As far as books that Scott has written,
Yeah.
do you think that Win Bigly is your top recommended one, or would you recommend any other book that he's written ahead of Win Bigly, or is this kind of the pinnacle?
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish, is probably
Okay.
how I would answer that question. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, and it also depends because I haven't read all of them yet. I got a couple of them for Christmas here. Yeah, pull them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I've got too many books. I just don't have time to read all the books. But so of course, Win Bigly, I think, is the one that would be recommended for Persuasion, and then. Wait, this book here, Loser Think. From what I understand, Loser Think is the one that's good for persuading yourself. So if you're
Okay.
wanting to put more of a motivational maybe, or a way of kind of reprogramming your own mind or something like that, so that you're not such a loser.
Okay. That's
Yeah, so
good.
I'm
That's a
looking
good
forward
one.
to reading. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that one. So I would imagine that Loser Think would be for those looking for a little bit of a self help. But then there's also the Reframe Your Brain. We both read that one.
Yeah.
That I like that one because I think it's probably the simplest one of all. It's just
Yeah.
an easy read, but the message is so simple too. It doesn't require a whole lot of extra thought, but the message is really good. So
Yeah.
definitely Reframe. Um, and then the last one was God's Debris, um, which is a combination of God's Debris, The Religion War, and then an original short story called Lucky House. But yeah, God's Debris would be for those kind of delve into the religious and spiritual. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I can say.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That was my question, and that was a great answer.
Yeah, there's a couple more books, but can't remember what they are now. I think, well, there's obviously the Dilbert principle, and then there's a couple of other ones that are kind of more in the Dilbert realm, I think. So I think there's a little, but yeah. What else is new and exciting, man? Um,
Oh, music.
yeah,
Music is getting exciting.
is it?
I've just been kind of my creative outlet lately has been music. So
Oh, you
just
got some
kind of
drums, right?
yeah, put together a fairly inexpensive drum set, and yesterday finished it and was just kind of banging around on it in the basement. So it's exciting.
Keeping people up at night already, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the neighbor that's I put my drums on the side of the neighbor that I like the least,
There
and,
you go.
so that was intentional, and, when they upset me, I'll just go bang on the drums even louder. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
Are you still doing some singing and, messing around with, your musical side?
yeah, I'd like to do more, like playing a real instrument. Someday, I'll get myself another drum set. But I did a little karaoke yesterday because it was Independence Day. And of course, like I posted on our X account, that I was just so happy that the band Chicago had lined up their lyrics so that Saturday in the Park would work out perfectly for the 250th celebration of America. It's so
How was
cool.
that?
Cool how they did
Oh,
that. Well, because Fourth of July isn't always on a Saturday, but somehow they just had the 250th birthday of America in mind because it was this year. So
they knew. Yeah,
yeah,
they knew. They
yeah.
looked ahead.
Yeah, and then there are a couple other songs that I like to do karaoke wise. There's John Cougar Mellencamp, Little Pink Houses. Ain't that
Nice.
America for you and me, baby? Yeah, Neil Diamond, of course, he does that song America. So how's that song?
Been a long time since I've heard of Neil
Yeah,
Diamond. Yeah.
yeah. I'm a big Neil Diamond fan, closet
Great
Neil
Balls of
Diamond
Fire,
fan.
right?
No, no, no.
Was that Neil
Sweet
Diamond?
Caroline. Great Balls of Fire
Oh,
would have been Jerry
Sweet
Lee
Caroline.
Lewis. Yeah, Sweet
Oh, Jerry.
Caroline.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, Sweet Caroline. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I would probably just not do any of those justice trying to do them on the show here. I'll just dangle
It's
them. But
yeah, it's nice to have the music to help the
yeah,
singing part. Acapella
yeah.
is really a different thing.
Yeah, I've been,
Yeah.
I don't think I sound too horrible. I'm not saying I sound great. I just don't sound too horrible. But then my daughter likes to remind me that not to quit my day job. So
Oh, that's you know, my dad. This is I'll just going back to is reminding me. My mom, sometime in the '90s, told my dad that he sounded like Michael McDonald when he sings, and my dad hates Michael McDonald, and for that reason, my dad never sings anymore. And every time it
Oh,
comes up, like every time he tries to sing or he thinks about it, he just only he'll stop himself and he'll just bring up that back
oh
in the
man,
day, he was told he sounded like Michael McDonald, and for that reason, he never sings in
ruined
public.
him for
Like,
life. Oh man,
oh, that's
that's
too bad.
terrible.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean, Michael McDonald was a successful artist, whether you like him or not. But it's funny how a small comment like that can really eat at you for pretty much the rest of your life. Because that was like 30 plus years ago. And
yeah,
I've
yeah.
hung out with him very recently this year, and he has brought that up. It's just, I mean, 30 plus years of just eating away at and I don't think he has a
Some
bad
of those
singing voice.
things,
I've heard
yeah.
him sing. I'm like it, and I also Michael McDonald, sure, he's not like the best singer in the world, but I don't think the guy's that bad. He's been in some memes, and he's even partaken in some memes too, and I think it's pretty he's has a pretty good sense of humor. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Oh.
that guy, but my dad just, like, won't let go of that comment, and my parents are divorced. So, 30 years ago, and they're also divorced like almost 30 years ago, and maybe it was that comment that was the
You
final
never
straw,
know.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I could see where something like that could eat at a person. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, so don't let your daughter's comment eat at you. You have a great I've heard you
yeah.
sing, Kevin, I think it's pretty good, so
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, and I'm just kind of like too on the spot here. If I actually had the music lined up and everything, I'd probably give it all a chance. But then again, we get a
Yeah.
copyright strike because I can't sing nothing on the air.
Yeah, hey,
Mhm.
if you ever get a coffee shop gig someday and you need a drummer or maybe a really amateur guitarist, let me know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get rich, and I'm gonna buy that spot over there by the Capitol building in Salem, and open up a coffee shop. That's what we're gonna do.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. Cool, cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm halfway tempted to go ahead and cut it short for the evening because
Yeah.
um, but
Hey, we're past 7.
yeah.
I need to go as well, so
Do
it'll be
you okay?
interesting
I
time.
mean, because I know you
Yeah.
were looking forward to chit chatting a little bit. Actually, we could still do that sometime tomorrow if you're available. Just catch up on Teams.
Yeah. What's tomorrow's Monday? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're working from home. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could definitely chat.
Yeah. Hopefully, a light day tomorrow. People just all be exhausted from a long weekend.
Yeah, and people were off
Dennis is
on
gone too.
Fridays, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'll go ahead and play us off with our normal music, and then instead of doing an after show, Steve and I'll drop off, and then I'll play one last song, which will become the next hit after this other one. So,
Yeah. Cool.
yeah. So for those that follow, please again check us out. We're on all of the major platforms, but in the meantime, we just want to say thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We will be back next week with episode 26. So
Yeah.
uh, thanks for hanging out. We will catch you soon.
Thanks, Kevin. I'll
Yeah.
see you next week or tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, and I have to obviously enable the music again because I almost messed that up.
And I won't talk
Music.
until the echo again. Oh, oh, there it is. There it is. See ya. See ya.
And it's
it's
not gonna
not
play.
gonna play.
There's some weirdness, and I can't tell you why.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, I will starts working.
I think we'll just
I think we'll
sign off,
just sign off,
everybody, and
everybody,
we'll
and
catch you
we'll
next
catch you
week.
next week.
Catch you next week.
Y'all.
Y'all.
I like coffee. And all you need for that is a cup, a mug, or a glass, a tankard, chalice, or stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee.
I like coffee.
Then prepare yourself for the unparalleled pleasure. The dopamine hit of the day. The thing that makes everything better. I like coffee.
A cup, a mug, or a glass.
A tankard, chalice, or stein.
A canteen, jug, or flask.
A vessel of any kind. I like coffee.
Coffee, alright!
Sweet liquid courage in a porcelain throne. You turn every morning into a place I call home. From the first little sip to the last drop I see, you're the sweetest persuasion that's ever found me. Long live the bean, let its legend endure. Coffee, my darling, my one daily cure.
A mug or a glass.
Oh, a tankard, chalice, or stein.
A canteen, jug, or flask.
Or flask, a vessel of any kind. I like coffee. I like coffee.